Smart meter is part of a much bigger picture and a much bigger design. A two-way transmission device that ties into the larger smart grid plans that are being built out across the world.
Ce réseau entièrement pilotable, c'est le réseau intelligent, aussi appelé Smart Grid, la combinaison d'équipements informatiques et électroniques pour piloter le réseau électrique. L'élément essentiel à ce système, c'est votre compteur électrique qui devient communicant. Grâce au Smart Grid, on pourra détecter une surtension liée à une trop forte production et y apporter immédiatement la meilleure solution. Soit en activant le fonctionnement d'appareils électriques, votre chauffe-eau par exemple, soit en passant un ordre de stockage à la batterie de votre véhicule électrique. En cas de sous-tension, ce même compteur donnera un signal de réduction temporaire des consommations du client. Cette nouvelle technologie dessine le profil des réseaux de demain. En France, ce sont 35 millions de compteurs communicants qui permettront de gérer cet équilibre entre les productions et les consommations. Un réseau piloté au service de tous, capable d'intégrer et d'accompagner nos usages actuels et futurs de l'électricité.
The definition of a smart grid is a wireless system that will fundamentally turn every single appliance in your home into the equivalent of a transmitting cell phone. That's every computer, every television, every furnace, every air conditioner, every coffee machine, every printer, every single appliance that you have in your house will eventually, in a smart grid, have an antenna that's embedded into it that will transmit your usage data to a smart meter on the outside of your home that will then transmit your usage data to another tower receiving a usage signal that will then go to the utility company for supposedly billing purposes. Not all signals will just be about your individual use. There will be aggregate meters that will bounce signal from house to house to house within a neighborhood that will then accumulate all of the usage data that will transmit that to the utility company. Now, what that will do is that the end metering system that is transmitting all of that data will be firing an RF signal at many, many times a second, which will increase the average homeowner's radio frequency radiation exposure exponentially.
Et c'est aussi l'accès à de nouveaux usages. Donc ce compteur dit intelligent, c'est vraiment aussi un projet de société derrière une filière technologique créatrice d'emplois, puisqu'on estime à 10 000 emplois le nombre d'emplois potentiels sur la fabrication, mais il y a aussi l'installation, il y a l'entretien, il y a les nouveaux usages qui vont être portés par ce compteur intelligent. Et donc ce que je souhaite, par la loi de transition énergétique, mais aussi par la mise en mouvement des filières industrielles et de nos savoir-faire, accélérer l'objectif. Notre objectif, là, c'est 3 millions de foyers donc équipés en 3 ans. On va essayer d'aller plus vite, puisque normalement 80% des foyers doivent être équipés en 2020.
Normal cell walls, fairly separated and looking healthy. So after 2 minutes of exposure in front of the smart meter at about 1 foot away, we see a totally different story. Sample 1, you can see a lot of degradation in the cells. The cell walls have been broken, and you see changes in the cells which are called mycoplasma. It shows a mutation to the cell. In the second sample, we see a different type of degradation to the cell membranes. You can see a corrugation here. This is called bottle cap formation, and it's known that this occurs due to oxidation or exposure to free radicals. So this third subject, when we did her sample, she had to be pulled away from the meter after 45 seconds because she complained about an increasingly severe headache. And here you see a phenomenon called rouleau, where the red blood cells are stacking up, which makes it very difficult for the blood to deliver oxygen to the tissues as they would be their normal function.
I'm Melissa Melton reporting for Infowars.com. As Agenda 21, the United Nations plan to take control of the world from the local level up, grows across America under the guise of the Green Movement, our national sovereignty, our personal freedom, and our very way of life is under attack.
What is Agenda 21 for new listeners? Why is it important? And what are the new big developments? I mean, is it safe to say the battle is joined right now, Rosa?
For people who don't know what Agenda 21 is, it's not what is Agenda 21, it's almost what isn't. It is the blueprint, it is the action plan to inventory and control all land, all water, all plants, all minerals, all construction, all animals, all means of production, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. It is a completely comprehensive plan, it's global, and it's implemented locally.
Agenda 21 highlights include the destruction of the family unit in the name of sustainable development, with people being forced to live in tight, compact cities and high-rise stack-em-and-pack-em apartments no bigger than this 16 by 16 foot space.
This map, entitled Simulated Reserve and Corridor System to Protect Biodiversity, illustrates how the UN's Agenda 21 plan would work in the United States. Under this takeover, all personal property rights would cease to exist. The red zones, which make up the map's majority, will be mandated for little to no human use. The yellow zones are buffer zones for highly regulated use. Only in the scant green areas is any normal human use allowed. The tiny black dots are the dense megacities, where transportation will be tightly controlled, freedom will be restricted, and people will be packed in like sardines, living in tiny 275 square foot units amounting to little more than jail cells, all in the name of saving the earth.